The Roger Pirates are a complete mystery. Every time we try to talk about Roger Pirates, the topic mostly tends to revolve around their strength, or we try to power scale them comparing to other pirate crews, or we just talk about their journey of finding the One Piece. A lot of One Piece fans might not have noticed this, but there are two major mysteries about Roger and his crew that have no valid reason or information at all. And here are those two mysteries. Number one, the imprisonment of Roger Pirates. Keeping Douglas Bullet aside, we know nothing about whether the Roger Pirates were captured or not. Personally, I don't think they ever got captured at all. I mean, Rayleigh was freely roaming in Sabaody, which is located just beside Mary Joyce, the home of celestial dragons. Crocus, who was part of Roger's crew, was also living freely at the Twin Capes. And also, the bald guy we saw during the Marineford arc looked a lot like Copacabana. Well, it's just a guess. If it really is him, then he is living freely as well. Kozuki Oden is an exception to this because after spending his life as a pirate on both Roger and Whitebeard's ship, he went back to Wano. And we know that Wano is isolated to the outside world. So it makes sense that he didn't get captured, but the same thing cannot be said for other crew members. Roger's crew is the most wanted crew in the history of pirates. I mean, they know the secrets of the world government. They know about the One Piece, they know about the Void Century, they know about the locations of the ancient weapons. These guys are roaming freely in the world with this information. Robin had a bounty of 89 million berries just because she had the knowledge to decipher the poneglyphs. The world government put that bounty on her head, thinking that she poses a threat to the world and the world government because of her knowledge to decipher the poneglyphs. And she was just 8 years old. And these guys know everything about the secrets of the world and they are still not captured. What could be the reason? Of course, they are super strong and Rayleigh was even able to put up a good fight against Kizaru. The fight could have went either way, but it shouldn't be much of a deal for the Marines to catch Rayleigh if two admirals with a fleet were assigned to capture him. Even Rayleigh can't handle that. And besides, Rayleigh himself admitted that he was not as good as he used to be. If the right hand of the Pirate King can be captured with a bit of effort, then they can capture the other crew members also. So why don't they capture them? This is where mystery number 2 comes in, and that is Roger's surrender. In chapter 506, Rayleigh reveals a major thing about his captain, saying Roger surrendered himself to the Navy. And he brings up two things which he implies as the reasons for Roger's surrender. 1. They could see the end of their journey. 2. They were too hasty by too fast to find the One Piece. Now what does this mean? Rayleigh, after saying they could see the end of their journey, reveals that Roger has caught an incurable disease, and he almost implies this is the reason for Roger's surrender or their journey's end, which doesn't make any sense at all. Roger conquered the Grand Line while he was suffering from the disease. So surrendering himself to his enemies just because he is dying doesn't make any sense at all. Which leads us to point number 2, that is Rayleigh saying they were too fast by too hasty in finding the One Piece, which links directly to chapter 968. Chapter 968 is when Roger comes back to Fishman Island after finding One Piece, and then he asks Shirley when will Poseidon or Shirahoshi will be born, to which Shirley replies in 10 years. That's when Roger says we were too early, which means whatever it is they had to do after finding the One Piece is deeply connected to the birth of Poseidon and her powers, which won't happen in 10 more years. So that's why Roger used the word we were too fast. We know that Poseidon's power controls the Sea Kings, and we believe that Luffy will destroy Fishman Island by destroying the Red Line and Murray Joyce. And Shirahoshi will use her powers to move fishermen to the surface using the ship Nova. This all makes sense, but still it doesn't provide a good reason for Roger surrendering himself. So here is what I think. Roger traded his life by surrendering himself. In return, he asked for his crewmates' freedom. Roger might would have made a deal with Garp and Sengoku that he would surrender himself if they let his crew live free. The world government just wants to be supreme. I mean, what better way to showcase their power if they can kill the pirate king, which would strike fear to most of the criminals in the world and will eventually break their spirits if they are trying to oppose the world government. That might could be the reason they agreed to Roger's condition, and that might could be the reason for Roger's crew not getting captured at all. Oda might give us a brief explanation regarding Roger's crewmates in the future chapters when we get to see Roger's backstory. But this is my theory, guys, so comment your thoughts on this and please don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thank you.